Welcome back to my channel. Today's video was actually going to be about something different, but I am going through some Retin-A peelies right now, pretty bad. So I wanted to just kind of bring you in close, show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to tell you how I address it. Now I use a 0.1% Retin-A. I do have a video on my Retin-A use and how I use it differently than most, and that video explains, all the reasons why I decided to start using it once a week rather than try to work my way up to, using it every single day. So right now I'm going through this peeling stage, and as you know, this is the hardest part to get through. It's the reason why most people just throw up their hands and stop using Retin-A altogether. It is not the fun part, however, after the skin has peeled, it is so gratifying to me anyways, because I just love the way that my skin looks after a peel. Obviously, whenever you peel, you're shedding dead skin cells, and whenever you shed the dead skin cells, then you're revealing, newer, younger, youthful looking skin. And so I like that part of it. So it's almost worth, this part. Now, not only does your skin start to flake and peel, but you actually kind of look older. Like, to me, I feel like I always look like 10 years older whenever I'm going through this process. And which is another reason why I only do it once a week, because I cannot stand looking like that day after day, week after week, month after month, and only to get to the point where I might be using it every day. And then I know myself, and I know certain times of the year I lay off of my Retin-A altogether, especially in the summer months. So anyways, that's why I use it. That's another reason why I use it once a week instead. But okay, so I'm going to pull you in close, and I'm going to show you what this looks like, and then I'll show you what I do to try to address it. Hello, we are really close, aren't we? Okay, so I think you can see here that I've got a lot of peeling going on in my chin area right here. And I definitely have some going on my forehead too. Now, unfortunately, God, it gets really raw there, even though I don't even put it close to that area at all. But as you know, cells communicate, and so you can put it in the vicinity and it'll move its way, to those areas. So let me show you this. I'm going to take some tweezers and show you what this looks like. And I obviously, hold on. Look at that. Oh, that's like a sheet, huh? See, that is what's gratifying to me, because I can see, you see where the skin has come off? It's a lot more pink and just kind of rosy. It's obviously my fresh skin, So the Retin-A is definitely helping to remove the dead skin cells that are on the surface. And this is what you get underneath, is that nice, just fresh looking skin. This is the part that's so gratifying to me. Now, you should not probably sit here and, take some tweezers and peel it all off. And let's see, there we go on my forehead too, as you can see. There's a lot of peeling going on. Got some flakes right in here. Probably on this side too. Obviously, when the skin comes off, the makeup comes off too. So, even if you do everything you can to try to remove as many flakes as you can before you put on your makeup, that process continues, and you still, your makeup's gonna look terrible for a couple days. Let me see if I can bring you in just a little bit closer. Okay, so this is my forehead area. As you can see, I've got some peeling going on there, some over here. I've already peeled some off, but it's just continuing. You can see those nice lines that are just etched into my forehead that are going nowhere. Just joking. But they're there. They are definitely there. That's what a non-Botoxed forehead looks like. And a non-Botoxed crow's feet. Also, I do want to mention that when you're going through this stage, your eyes will look a lot older than they typically do. They call it, it's got a term, and it's called old lady eyes. And because it just makes you look 10 years, older than you really are. So that's it. That's what it looks like. This part is no fun. So let me show you what I do in order to address this. So whenever you're peeling, it never fails that you run into, everybody right? Like anytime you go to the grocery store and you're peeling, you're sure to run into somebody and you don't even remember that you're peeling until you get in the car and look at yourself in the mirror, and then you're like, oh my God, what were they thinking? Okay, so anyways, the way that I address this stage is in the morning, whenever I am going to go put on my makeup. Obviously, I want to have a decent application because I know that throughout the day, I'm just gonna continue to peel, but I need to buy myself some time in order to at least put on some makeup. So the first thing that I do is I reach for my Glycolic Toner, and this is the Derma Anti-Wrinkle Toner, vitamin A and glycolic acid. And this is my favorite toner in the whole world. But what the glycolic acid does in this product is that it really helps to dissolve those bonds that are just keeping the dead skin cells attached to the surface of your skin. So that's the first thing that I do. I take a cotton round and I just saturate my entire face with it. And I actually just saturate my face and let it dry. You know, I don't just saturate, I wipe, you know, but then I leave the product on my skin and then I just let it dry. So once my skin is dry, I will go in and I will take this, and this is also Derma. It's a Microdermabrasion Scrub, and this stuff is incredible. The particles are so fine, like sand, and it's just wonderful. I picked up this recommendation from Beauty by Anne Marie, and I'm so glad that I did. This is so awesome. It is about $35 or so for this little jar, but it's so worth it, and it lasts forever. It is just really compact in there, but I am due for another one because, as you can see, I have a very tiny bit left. So what I do is I will take this, and once I have broken those bonds or dissolved those bonds, the skin is kind of ready to come off. So I'll take some of this, and then I'll use this little pad. I just picked this up at maybe Marshall's or TJ Maxx, one of the two. And it's this little silicone pad. It's got these little, I don't know, they seem really soft, but and then they're a little bit harder on this end. And then I just scrub it around, and I get as much of the dead skin off that I can at the moment, because like I said, it's not done. Everything's still kind of moving up and out, you know, and it's kind of like a 2-day process for me anyways. So that is what I do, and that will buy me some time in order to put on some makeup. Now, like I said, and just like what I showed you, I did that this morning, but as the day goes on, and it's been a few hours since I have done that because I had issues with my battery was dead, so I had to wait for it to charge. So the peeling continued. So this is what it looks like when the peeling continues. You will still flake, and that flaking and those dead skin cells will take your makeup with it. So you're gonna look really splotchy and stuff, so you might have to touch up during the day. It just depends on what you have going on for the day. That is why I always plan my shedding for the weekend. So I will typically apply my Retin-A on a Wednesday or Thursday because I know at least 2 days there, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna get tight skin, then it's gonna crack, then the next day it's gonna be like peeling for 2 days or so. So that's what I do during the day in order to apply makeup. But I do want to mention that this is something that I typically only use the very last day that I'm shedding. You know, I don't like to use a physical exfoliant more than twice a week, but I won't do it back to back. I mean, I might do it, you know, one day, skip a day, and then another day, and then not for the rest of the week. Or, you know, 2 days a week, usually, something like that. Most of the time, it's just 1 day a week because I actually, like I said, plan my shedding on the weekends. So my husband and my kids are used to seeing skin coming off my face, and they know that it's all in the name of beauty. Just kidding. So at night, what I'll do is after I clean my face, and I always use kind of a gentle cleanser, I will take my Glycolic Toner again, wipe my face down with a cotton round, and then I will go in and apply some moisturizers. And typically, I'll apply, you know, most of my typical serums and stuff like that, but at the very end, I'm going to apply a product that includes a lot of occlusive agents that are just really gonna lock in that moisture and not allow for any, you know, water loss or moisture loss, not allow the fan and the air from the fan to dry out my skin or anything like that. So I just really wanna kind of create a total barrier to my skin and just lock everything in. That is when I'm gonna use something like this, the CeraVe Healing Ointment. You know, I use it all over my face. If you have oily, acne-prone skin, you might not want to use something like this. But then again, if you have oily, acne-prone skin, I'm not sure if you're going to be peeling as much as someone like me who has normal to dry skin. Another product that I like to use to lock all my moisture in is the Nivea Cream. It's so, anytime you find these products like this that are in a jar that don't spill or pour, or, you know, they're really thick like this, typically they're going to be a lot more rich and they're going to include occlusive agents. This one has mineral oil as a second ingredient, and then petroleum. This one has mineral oil as the first ingredient, and then paraffin. Those are both very, very occlusive agents. Another product that I might put on my face is just good old-fashioned Vaseline. Now I'm going to put this over my other products, but this just helps to kind of lock everything in. It also creates a barrier so that there's no, water or moisture loss. And at this stage in the game, when you are going through the shedding process, that's the last thing you want, is anything drying out your already dry face, Another thing that I do want to mention is that a product that I really like to use on the nights when I'm still flaking and shedding from Retin-A is I really love to use my CeraVe PM. I just feel like the formulation of this product and the ingredients are just so wonderful. It's got glycerin, ceramides, niacinimide, cholesterol, all these ingredients. It's just got really, really wonderful ingredients, and you just can't beat the price point. You can just go to any grocery store and purchase it, But it's really a good moisturizer to use when you are going through the peeling process. Now, one thing that I do want to say is, because I know somebody's going to leave me this comment, and because I've had this comment left to me several times, is that if I don't want to experience any of the irritation or any of the peeling, then I should just mix my Retin-A with whatever my favorite face moisturizer is. Now, unfortunately, when you do that, you are diluting the concentration of your Retin-A. Now, that is my personal experience, but also I have read on realself.com, and I read on realself.com all the time. I pretty much put myself to sleep several nights a week reading on realself.com. And there's a forum where only doctors, board certified doctors and dermatologists and plastic surgeons they are only the ones that are able to answer the questions. So I obviously read on those forums because that's who I want to get my information from. And even they have a lot of conflicting ideas and advice about Retin-A in the shedding process. Most of them will say that if you want to cut down on the irritation, that you can apply a moisturizer to your skin maybe 30 or 45 minutes prior to applying your Retin-A, and that your Retin-A should still be, as effective as whatever concentration you're using. But there are some doctors, and I'm going to go ahead and put a quote up right here, that says, anytime you mix, your Retin-A with any other type of lotion, that you are just diluting it and you're not going to get the full effect. Now, I can say in my experience, last week I decided to use Retin-A mixed with a lotion 3 times last week, and I applied it one day apart from each other. So I used it 3 times in a row, skipping a day each time. And I never got any type of peeling from it at all. I did get some irritation. I did get a few little flakes, and that was it. But I applied it 3 times in a row, skipping one day between. But this week, 2 days ago, I applied my Retin-A, and I applied it about an hour after I had already applied, my moisturizers for the night, and I still got all of this flaking. So I do think that it's still as effective when you apply it after you have applied your face lotions, but I don't think that it helped, alleviate any type of irritation or peeling or anything like that. So I guess, the only thing that I do is I take all the information that I have read, and then I just apply it, and then I just kind of make sense of things as far as what seems most logical, Another example that I want to give really fast is that there was one time I applied my 0.1% Retin-A around my whole under eye area because that was my problem area. It was probably the biggest mistake of my life because it got so red and so irritated, and it literally looked like I was sunburned under my eyes for about a full week. I mean, it looked terrible. I was wondering if I was even going to recover. And I never made that mistake again. However, I will apply my 0.1%. I will mix it with an eye cream, and I will actually put a little bit more eye cream than the Retin-A, and I'm able to put it around my eyes. I still get some flaking, but I don't get like what I had when I just applied it to my clean skin, which was total, it looked like I was a burn victim, right under my eyes. So, to me that just logically says that whenever you add moisturizer to it, you're diluting the product. So anyways, that's all the information that I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.